Welcome to Harding Stadium. David Bloomquist here with the coach, Jay Sercosta, and we have a great game for you here today. Undefeated Bel-Air taking on undefeated Youngstown Mooney, and these two teams are no strangers to each other. They met in the playoffs last year with Bel-Air coming out with a hard-fought victory in overtime.
Yes, they're no strangers at all, Dave. Great game last year, went into overtime, and we expect another great game this year.
Now you have two teams here with distinct styles of offense, and they're drastic. They're different from each other. Bel-Air comes in liking to throw the football. They do it very well, while Mooney comes in with a grinded-out kind of style.
Exactly right. I think you're going to see both teams probably stick to what got them here, their game plan. Bel-Air is going to put the ball in the air, I'm sure, and Mooney's going to try to get that ground game going. They got a lot of big people up front, and there's two good defenses, so something's got to give.
Now, as a coach, you look at this game, you know Mooney's going to run the football. They're big up front. They have a couple guys 280, the center's 250. As a coach, you're John Magistro. What do you say to your defense? You know they're going to run the football. How do you stop it?
Well, they know they're up against some big people on that offensive line. I don't think Bel-Air is going to do anything different than what they've done all year. They've had great quickness. They go to the football real well, so I can see them matching up pretty good with Mooney.
Okay, Coach, one little sidebar to this game. Mooney not happy about being the visitor in this football game. They said they had more computer points. They should have been the home team. They don't like the visitor sideline. They say it's too close to the stands, not enough room. See how it treats them here today. Anyway, big game, Bel-Air, Youngstown Mooney coming up. The winner goes on to the state championship. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Harding Stadium. David Bloomquist here with the coach, Jay Sercosta. The Big Reds walking onto the field at a packed house. Very noisy. The fans getting nuts, and this thing hasn't even started yet. As you can see, the team in the corner of the end zone getting ready to run onto the field. Coach, we talked about it earlier. Two really distinct styles of football here on the opposite ends of the spectrum. One who likes to throw, one who likes to run.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way it's been for several years. Mooney's been a team that likes to line up and run right at you. They got a lot of big people up front. They've been very successful in doing that. And Bel-Air's done an outstanding job with the passing game, but don't count them out to run the football.
And here come your Big Reds running onto the field, getting pumped up for this one. A rematch of last season. The winner of this game moves on. They will play the winner of Germantown, Valley View, and Castalia Margaretta. Cardinal Mooney has gotten here by beating Massillon Perry 58-0 in round one, and then they beat Akron Manchester 18-0 last week. They averaged 30 points a game, and like you said, they average those on the ground. They have some big boys up front, 250, 280 pounds.
Exactly, and we mentioned earlier, too, on in the pregame, Dave, that we're looking at two great defenses here tonight. The Youngstown Cardinal Mooney Cardinals, they've only given up 6 points per game, and that's outstanding on defense, total of 73 points, and that includes the two playoff games. They've shut out their two playoff opponents, whereas the Big Reds have only given up a total of 92 points throughout the regular season and the playoffs for a 7.6 average.
And of course, you have two great coaches going head-to-head here. Don Butchie, the coach of Mooney, 31 years at the school, 258, 69, and 5 career record, and he's won 4 state championships, been a state semifinalist 9 times, and a runner-up once. Quite a career for Mr. Bucci. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have John Magistro, 13th year at the school, a record of 92 and 43, and of course last year's runner to state title that was just short.
Yeah, both coaches done an outstanding job, not only this year but in the past. As you mentioned, Coach Butchie's been there for a number of years, and Mooney's always been a real strong power in the state of Ohio in football. And of course, Coach Magistro, back-to-back undefeated seasons, and back here with one step away from getting to the state championship game. Just a tremendous job by Coach Magistro and his staff.
Of course, when these two teams met last year in the playoffs, Bel-Air won right on this field, 27-21 in overtime. Hopefully they can come out with another big win here tonight. Like I said, the winner goes on to play for the state championship. And one thing that is in Bel-Air's favor is the field. It's grass. Mooney's used to playing on turf. I was talking to Steve Fortunato, sportscaster from Youngstown, says that the Cardinals are virtually unbeatable on turf.
Yeah, the footing, I think, may be a little bit of a factor tonight, Dave. It's kind of bare in the middle. I was out on the playing surface before the ball game, and they've put some kind of an absorbent down on the field to try to dry it out a little bit, but it is a little bit soft, so I think that should be in favor of the Big Reds.
Of course, the Big Reds got here by beating Lucasville Valley in round 1, 48-20. Then they beat Licking Valley 12-7 last week in a defensive struggle. And that's one thing that really showcased the defense of Bel-Air. Everybody talks about their passing attack. Everybody talks about their high-scoring offense. They also have a very good defense, a very fast defense.
Yes, they do. And I think the big thing tonight is going to be how that defense is going to hold up as far as these big offensive linemen are concerned. If they can hang in there and not wear down as the game progresses, I think we're going to see them give Mooney a real good shot.
Bel-Air is going to receive this one first, so let's see what the Big Reds offense can do. Mooney kicking off. And it's Bel-Air at the 10. Sochor breaking it out to the 20. Sochor down the sideline, and Derek Sochor runs out of bounds at the 32-yard line of Bel-Air.
Well, Dave, start things off. The Big Reds have great field position here, so we'll see whether they open up and go to the air right away.
We'll take a look at the Bel-Air offense in just a little bit. Maciarelli, the quarterback, the lefty. They need a big game from him. The main target, Ben Taylor. The guy out of the backfield, Clint Lekanudos. So right off the bat, Maciarelli's going up top. Ben Taylor threw his hands, incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The Bel-Air offense looks like this. Up front, you have Keller, McFeely, LaRoche, Sechrest, Chirpus, and Call is the wideout. Grant Allen. Then in the backfield, you have Ty Maciarelli, Richie Materkoski, and Clint Lekanudos. Ben Taylor also wide out, and Derek Sochor, some great hands on him. We'll check the Mooney defense in just a second. 2nd down and 10 from the 32. Maciarelli looking down the middle of the field, and that is incomplete, almost picked off by Mooney. And let's take a look at their defense. Up front, Lloyd, De Niro, Cerny, and I can't read your writing. Janos. Then you have Brooks, Augustine, Kupoff, and Franklin at the backers, and Saccone, Barone, Stamp, and Petrola in the backfield. And like you said earlier, this is a very, very good defense.
Well, as we expected, the Big Reds came out throwing the ball here, so we got a big 3rd down situation right here.
Maciarelli, a lot of time. Goes to Chaz Call, who makes a great grab, but he's going to be short of a 1st down. It looks to be 1 yard short. Full extension. Great grab by Call.
Yeah, great catch in there over the middle. Just going to be a little shy of the 1st down, Dave. And I'll tell you, the Big Reds had people open in that first series, and I can't think that Coach Magistro and his staff are going to be too upset by that first series. I think they're going to be pleased that they had people open. Just going to have to get the ball in the money.
Barone back deep for the Cardinals. Ben Taylor on the punt. He's averaged about 37 yards a boot. He gets off. A good kick. Fair catch. And it's fumbled. It's fumbled. Bel-Air recovers. Big Reds in business. First break of the game early. Bel-Air 1st and 10 from the Mooney 31.
That, Dave, is a real big break for the Big Reds here early on. They've got the ball in great field position at the 31-yard line. They tried to fair catch the ball that time. It was bobbled, and the Big Reds have it in great position.
See what the offense could do now. They just went 3 and out, all passing. Materkoski, Lekanudos in the backfield. Maciarelli's going back up top. Good protection. He flips it out for Materkoski, who makes the catch, and he's going to gain about 3 yards. Tackled by Wayne Brook. 6'1", 180-pound end. And right off the bat, Maciarelli's thrown 4 straight times, and each time he's had great protection.
Yes, he has. They're doing a real nice job up front in that offensive line.
So it's a gain of 4, brings up 2nd down and 6. 5th straight time they're putting it up. Lekanudos off his hand, incomplete. 3rd down, 6.
There again, Dave, they had somebody open that time out of the backfield, Lekanudos, and ball was just thrown a little high and a little behind him. But there again, they've got the receivers open. They're getting great protection. Sooner or later, they're going to start hitting some of those passes.
So this is the 6th play for Bel-Air. They've all been passes, and they've only gained 4 yards. Here's another one. No, it's a handoff to Lekanudos. Lekanudos down to the 26. He's stopped. The first one in there for Mooney is big number 33, Giannos. So it's 4th down and 5. And it looks like Coach Magistro is going for the 1st down. 4th and 5. Big play early in the game. Maciarelli going to put it up. Looking down the middle of the field. He's going to run, and he has a ton of room. Inside the 20, down to the 10. And Bel-Air, they mark it at the 11. So I was going to say 1st and goal, but down to 11. Great job by the junior. Nobody open, and he takes off.
Yeah, Ty Maciarelli did a real nice job there. They had pretty good coverage in the secondary. He had a lot of room to run up front. They spread him out in the middle, and he took off and picked up a big 1st down.
15 yards on the run by Maciarelli. This is a kid who can do a lot of things for you at quarterback. And look who's lined up at fullback. Big Bubba Sechrest, number 58. He's going to be the lead blocker, and he's just going to keep it. Maciarelli has room again. He's still on his feet, driven out at the 7, and the crowd wants a late hit, but there's none called.
It appeared as though Ty had taken a step or 2 out of bounds, and it looked like it might have been a little bit of late hit there, but I didn't see any flag on the call. And more importantly than that, the Ty, I think he just went a little bit underneath the fence, but it looks like he's fine.
Giannis on the tackle. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and a couple. He had a lot of room out there in the beginning. It looked like Bubba could get a block, but the defenders just found some cracks, ran right in, and shut it off real quick.
Yeah, he kind of looked back to his right, and then he did have a lot of room out there, and I think he was still trying to find a receiver, and then he finally decided to take off with the football.
Sechrest playing with a broken hand. He used to have a cast on it, but then the other day in school he decided to cut it off. Now he doesn't have a cast on it. He's got it wrapped up real nice.
Well, Bubba's a tough kid, and I guarantee he's going to be there.
High formation. Maciarelli rolling out. Rolling out, looking back. He has Taylor, and it's tipped away. Taylor was trying to buy some time. Actually, that's Sochor. Derek Sochor was trying to buy some time in the back of the end zone, but a nice play by the Mooney defender. Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that was number 36 there. Justin Petrella came in at the last minute and got a hand on the football. It looked as though it could have been a touchdown for the Big Reds.
3rd down and 6.
There again, Dave, I think this could be a factor as the game progresses. They're spreading them out and giving Ty a lot of room to run the ball.
Materkoski, Lekanudos in the backfield. Maciarelli's putting it up again, looking for the corner of the end zone. That one thrown to no one. So now it's 4th down, and there's a penalty flag on the field. And it's against the Big Reds.
Yeah, we've got a holding call against the Big Reds. At that time, David, it appeared as though there was a little mix-up or communication, and Ty's talking to his receiver right now. He thought, I think he was going on a little deeper route to the outside of the end zone, and the receiver pulled up inside, and the ball went over his head.
Got to give the Mooney defenders credit. Maciarelli has a lot of time back there to throw, but no receivers are open. So Bel-Air will take over on their 19 now. They need to get inside the 1 for a 1st down. They can get a 1st down without scoring. So it's 3rd down and 18. Maciarelli with time, swings it out to Materkoski, breaks the tackle. Materkoski still on his feet, down to the 5. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
That time they went to Materkoski out of the backfield, out of the pro formation set. They ran their outside receivers off and dumped the ball to Richie on the outside. We're going to get a timeout right here as the Big Reds are going to think it over.
Well, if the Big Reds are going to think it over, then we're going to think it over. We're going to take a timeout on your Respect scoreboard. Your score right now is 0-0 in the first.
Come into Burger King and get a Whopper value meal for just $2.99. 3 locations, Bel-Air, St. Clairsville, and Warwood.
Score another big play here early. 4th down for the Big Reds. They're at the 5 of Cardinal Mooney. No score. And you can bet they're going to go for 6.
It's a big play here early on for the Big Reds, and I think we're going to look at a trips to the left. They've run this before. Look for the outside 2 receivers and maybe go inside, and Lekanudos outside.
Under heavy pressure, Lekanudos running for his life. He's going to throw it in the back of the end zone. Nobody there. He did a great job just to get out of there. The Mooney defense hot on his heels. Cardinals take over on downs.
Well, Dave, that was a great call by Coach Magistro. They had exactly what they wanted there. They went trips to the left that time. The outside 2 receivers slanted in. Lekanudos was the inside receiver. He was slanted to the outside. He was open. But for the first time in both of the drives, they got pressure on Ty Maciarelli, and he was unable to get the ball to him.
So here comes the Mooney offense, which is run, run, run. They average 30 points a game. They throw maybe twice. They bring the ball at you. And this time they go right up the gut, and they're not going to pick up too many. Looks like Jeremy Lemley and company in on the tackle. Franklin with the ball. He gained over 1,100 yards on the ground. He is their main man. Their quarterback goes by the name of Salino. He had over 800 yards rushing this season. Will set the offense of Mooney and the defense of Bel-Air after a couple of plays. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8. Sorry, Coach.
As you said, Dave, we're going to see that running game, and Mooney runs out of what we call a stacked eye.
2nd down and 8. Salino hands it to Franklin, and Franklin's not going to get anywhere again. I saw big number 77 for the Big Reds in there. Aaron Chirpus, 6'1", 235-pound junior. So it's going to bring up 3rd down for Mooney. Their offense looks like this. Brooks, Sardich, Kuboff, Latessa, Cerny, De Niro, and Zabel up front. De Niro, 271 pounds. Sardich, 270. Latessa, the center, 250. Their backfield, Chuck Salino, the quarterback. Augustine, Franklin, and then you have Claudia and Barone alternating in. We'll check the Bellaire defense after this play. 3rd down and 4. 7:16 left to go, first quarter of a scoreless game. Salino, he's keeping it. He's going to run the option. He flips it out, and Mooney has a 1st down.
Dave, this is the kind of thing you're going to see out of Mooney in their offense. They're going to run out of that stacked eye we mentioned earlier. They're going to run the option quite a bit, and that time they executed it well. Bel-Air had pressure on the quarterback. He made the pitch at the right time, and they picked up a big 1st down deep in their own territory.
Take a look at the Bel-Air defense after this play. Cardinals coming up to the line, and it's a big line. Like I just said, it averages about 260 pounds. Salino to Franklin, and he's not going anywhere. Middle of that defense playing tough. Let's go over that Bel-Air defense. Keller, Banning, Chirpus, Carter, Sechrest, Lemley, and Carr, the backers. Then you have Grant Allen, Derek Sochor, Ben Taylor, and Lekanudos in the backfield. A very, very good defense. A lot of people say that this Bel-Air defense is even a little better than last year's, and that's saying a lot.
Yes, it is, and they've proven that week after week this year, and they're doing right there just exactly what they want to do. Get them in a 2nd and 3rd long situation.
2nd down 9. Salino to Franklin right up the middle. He's running hard, and he's up near the 30-yard line. And that's going to be another Mooney 1st down.
We talked about that offensive formation of Mooney's the eye. It's actually a spin-off of the old Kansas City stacked eye formation. You'll probably see the 2nd man and the 3rd man in the eye run the football. The up man will probably be predominantly the blocker most of the time.
So the Mooney offense churning out the yards. like I said, they throw maybe 3 times a game. They run it right down your throat.
Here comes
There's Salino, pitches it out, and Mooney has another first down. Salino with a nice pitch to number 23, Aaron Stamp.
That time, Dave, the same thing happened as earlier happened. They had nice pressure on the quarterback, but they didn't do a real good job of covering the pitch man. They're going to have to make some adjustments there to get there to the pitch man a little quicker, because he's getting to turn that corner, and once he turns that corner, that's going to mean big yardage.
Salino under center. He's going to throw it. I said 1 or 2. Now he's going to tuck it and try to run it. He's not going to go anywhere. I see Boenig. I see big number 52 for the Big Reds in there also. And that's Boenig.
Mike Boenig, yes, Mike Boenig. That time they tried to mix it up a little bit and throw the football on first down to maybe catch the Big Reds off guard, but they did a real nice job pursuing there.
Ryan Brooks also in on the tackle for Bel-Air. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Ben Taylor coming off the field, and Big Red fans don't want to see that.
Yeah, Ben's coming off, and it appears he has some sort of injury to his right arm they're looking at right now. Hopefully they can get him back in there shortly.
Not only is he the defense's leading tackler, he also leads, well, he's one of the leaders in interceptions, and obviously the big play threat on offense. Salino to Franklin. He's not going anywhere. Lemley says, I don't think so. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and long again, but every time that Mooney's had a 3rd and long, they've converted.
They've come up big, and then the option's been a big play for them, and we'll see here whether they go back to that bread and butter option play, utilizing the pitch off that to pick up this first down. You mentioned earlier, Dave, about Ben Taylor coming out. Ben's a big-time player, and the Big Reds need him on both sides of the ball tonight.
3rd down and 5 for Mooney. They're in Bel-Air territory at the 47. Salino hands it off around the outside. Mooney has another first down. Just when you think you have them, you don't.
Yeah, that time Barone showed number 31 great speed to the outside. He's only one of, I think, 2 juniors on this starting offensive unit for the Cardinal Mooney offense, and he did a real nice job showing quick feet to get to the outside that time.
Gain of 9, 1st down and 10. Like you said, Barone didn't waste any time turning that corner. Mooney now inside the Bel-Air 30. They're at the 39. Salino hands it off to Franklin, and he goes right up the middle for a gain of nearly 5.
That time, Dave, they went to a little inside quick trap, and the Big Reds did a real good job inside. Did pick up a few yards, but we got 2nd down, probably in about 6 now.
As a coach, what do you tell your defensive linemen in a game like this where you have 3 guys in the backfield, the quarterback's real secretive and quick about who he's handing it to? Obviously, you don't have time to stand your guy up and look for the football. You almost have to guess and just go with it.
Yes, and everybody's got to basically play their position. We'll get back to that in a minute.
2nd down, 7. Salino keeps it himself. Salino's going to be about 3 yards short. Lemley in on the tackle, as was Grant Allen.
Dave, I mentioned there about playing their position. What I meant by that is the inside people got to take away the inside game. They got to take away the quick trap. They got to take away the quick dive to the fullback. And your outside people, your defensive ends, and your corners have got to take away the option game.
3rd down and 3. Mooney's faced a 3rd down plenty of times on this drive. They haven't been stopped yet. Franklin with the football, and they're not going to be denied again. 1st down, Cardinals. They make no bones about what they try to do out there, do they?
They're going to line it up and come right at you, and they did that time. In fact, not much is splitting on the offensive line. They're jammed up in there pretty tight, and as you mentioned early, real big across that front line, 250, 271, 270, real big, and they're coming right at you.
First down and 10 from the Big Reds 25. 0-0 game, 2:27 left to go first quarter. Salino hands it right up the gut, and Mooney's got 8 yards.
Again, Dave, number 31, Barone, they ran a little trap action that time, faked off to the left side and brought him back to the right side. There was a big hole there, and he picked up real good yardage. Coach
Magister also has to worry about with playing a type of offense like this is your defense getting tired. I mean, they've been out there a long time on this drive already. You have a quick defense, you keep getting pounded, you're out there for a long time. Those legs go dead.
That's going to take its toll.
The offense is they can't be going 3 downs and out. The offense has to sustain a drive in order to rest that defense up if this is the way this game's going to be all night long, with Mooney just powering the football right at Bel-Air.
At that time, Grant Allen came up, made a good stick from the secondary, but the Cardinals picked up another first down, and they're moving this football, and Bel-Air's got to come up with a way to stop him here, to keep him out of the end zone.
First down and 10. The ball is at the Bel-Air 14. Right up the gut. Salino fakes it. Salino on the keeper, and he's going to be driven out at about the 5.
You know, Dave, we talked about the quickness of number 31, Barone, on going to the outside, but I'll tell you, their quarterback, Salino, has shown a lot of quickness too. That time running the option, keeping the ball, and picking up near a first down, about a yard short.
Minute 20 left to go first quarter. Mooney knocking on the door. Will Bel-Air let him in? The way it's looked, the way they went down the field, I don't think they have to. It doesn't look like Bel-Air is going to have to answer that one. It's got to be frustrating knowing what a team's going to do, and then you still can't stop them.
Yeah, that is frustrating. There's no doubt about that. And I don't think they're doing anything to surprise the Big Reds. They knew they were going to line up and run the football, and that's exactly what they've done.
So here we go from the 5 of Bel-Air. Salino. The give to Franklin, and Franklin is close but not quite. But it is a first down.
They're alternating their up backs here, Dave. Kaladi and Augustine are alternating at that up back position and doing a nice job blocking in there. That time there was a little bit of running room, but he's very close to the goal line.
First and goal, Mooney. Looking to get on the scoreboard first. Under a minute to go in the first. Salino under center. Salino's going to give it to Franklin, and Mooney has hit pay dirt. 6-0 Cardinals.
At that time, they came back with the same play they ran the play before, running to the opposite side, and just reversed out. He gave the ball to Franklin, and he took it in behind those big linemen for a touchdown.
So they're on the board first in this Division IV semifinal game here at Harding Stadium. On for the extra point is Dustin Raboski. Dustin puts the leg to it, and he splits them. So Mooney's on top 7-0. And like I was mentioning earlier, the Bel-Air defense, that was a long drive. A lot of hard hitting going on. They cannot afford, Bel-Air cannot afford to have their offense trot out onto the field for the second quarter, or for the beginning of this the end of this first quarter, and go 3 plays and out.
Yes, there has to be a concern now on the part of Bel-Air, the fact that they got a big turnover there early, unable to get the ball in. They had a penalty that hurt them big, and then came back and allowed Mooney to drive almost the length of the field and get the football in. As you mentioned, you know, they're pounding away at that Bel-Air defense, which has been strong all year long. But again, we hate to continue to emphasize, but those big linemen take their toll. And I think it's imperative here that Bel-Air get a nice return on this kickoff, Dave, and try to get the ball in good field position and get something generated offensively, hopefully to hook up with some of those receivers they had open in the first couple drives and come down and put a score on the board and get things even here.
Well, you're right. Passing-wise, I mean, Bel-Air had a lot of time, but just couldn't find a receiver. Obviously, Bel-Air has gotten some sort of penalty. Was it an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? Roughing the kicker penalty.
Extra point, so they'll be kicking the ball off from the 45-yard line.
So after Mooney fumbled the punt, it looked like Bel-Air had the momentum, and that momentum has flown away right over to Mooney's sideline.
That's exactly what the Big Reds didn't want. Talked about getting good field position, so we'll see what happens on this ensuing kickoff.
They're just going to let it go into the end zone. Materkoski lets it go over his head, so Bel-Air is going to take over at their own 20, trailing 7-0 with 53 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
And I don't think we'll see Bel-Air go away from their game plan as they start out early on. I think they're going to continue to put the ball in the air. Again, as I mentioned earlier, they had receivers open. Their offensive line was doing a good job giving Ty Maciarelli protection. Just a matter of hooking up with some of those receivers and getting the offense moving.
Ryan Brooks in at fullback. Behind him is Lekanudos. The fake to Lekanudos. Maciarelli looking deep, and he has, he almost had Chaz call, but that ball was almost picked off by Mooney. A great job out there by Aaron Stamp. Jumped in front of call and almost had the INT.
Yeah, that time, Dave, they did a real nice job. Ty did a real nice job hiding the ball. And in fact, I don't think they knew where the ball was early on. He had a lot of time again, and he threw the ball on a deep crossing route to call, and it just came up a little short.
Well, Mooney's two defensive tackles are both 280, so obviously Coach Magistro said we're not even going to try to run at them because he's thrown on every down. Here's Maciarelli again. This time it's knocked down. His intended receiver was Derek Sochor.
And a nice defensive effort there by number 10, Chris Colati, came in and knocked the ball down. And I will have to say that the Mooney secondary, even though Ty's getting a lot of time, doing a real nice job in the secondary.
And we were just talking too, Bel-Air can ill afford to come in and go 3 downs and out. And they're on the verge of doing that. 3rd down and 10. Maciarelli back again, going deep. And that one is incomplete. The crowd wanted pass interference. The officials say, I don't think so. So it's 4th down and Bel-Air has to punt.
At that time, they went deep down over the middle to Grant Allen. And again, he had a step on the receiver and the ball was a little bit high. And here again, just not on target with those passes, but that's something that's going to have to come. We're going to get this offense going.
Taylor on the punt. Low snap, Taylor boots it around. Still gets it off, and he gets off a nice kick. Can they get a bounce? And they do. So what could have been a disaster turns into a nice boot. Taylor does a great job, and Mooney takes over in terrific field position near midfield at their own 46. 28 seconds left in the first quarter.
The Big Reds are very, very fortunate that there wasn't a lot of pressure on the kicker. They did have a little pressure on the outside, but the ball was bobbled. But Ben, the athlete that he is, picked it up and got away a nice kick, got a good bounce, and they came out of that pretty good. But defensively now, they're going to have to put some pressure on up front, and they're going to have to slow down this running game.
Well, the Big Reds have done great stopping the run up the middle. It's around the ends that are killing them, and they've got to shut that down. Salino. That looked like a false start, and I don't see any flags yet, but it doesn't matter because Keller and Lemley are in there for the stop.
You're exactly right, Dave. It appeared as though there was movement on the left side.
There was definite movement.
The offensive end of the Cardinals, but nothing was called. But Bel-Air had great pressure that time.
The crowd booing turned out to really go in Bel-Air's favor either way because it was a loss. And that's the end of the first quarter. So your score, thanks to Riesbeck's on the scoreboard, 7-0. Mooney. Everybody, welcome back. We're ready to start the second quarter. 7-0 Mooney on top. Bel-Air went 3 downs and out. They had to punt it away, and now Mooney takes over on offense. The last time they had the football, they drove, I believe, what was it, 95 yards?
Yeah, 95 yards.
For the score.
Line.
Here they go again from their own 41. 2nd down, up the middle. And they're going to get it out to the 45. So they're going to face a 3rd down and 11. Barone on the carry.
This is a big play coming up, Dave, for the Big Reds. They need to shut down the Cardinals here and get the ball back and get something going offensively.
3rd down and 11. So if the Big Reds can come up with a stop. They have not stopped Mooney yet on 3rd down. And in that 95-yard drive, Mooney faced 3rd down about 5 times. Barone, he's keeping it. Oh, it's a fumble. And the Big Reds stop him this time. Barone got rid of the football, and it looked like his main man, or actually, I mean, Salino got rid of it, and Barone couldn't handle the high pitch.
That time they went back to what's been successful for them in the first quarter, and that was the option in pitching the ball again. The Big Reds had great pressure on the quarterback, and they also did a much better job that time in their pursuit on the pitch man.
So the Big Reds are going to get the football back.
Deep Sochor and also Allen.
And this is going to be taken by Sochor at the 28. Sochor, a little bit of running room. He takes it out to the 34. So the Big Reds offense will trot out once again, and they have to get something going.
Yes, they do. They're in the second quarter now, and again, they got to start hitting some of those passes in order to get things going offensively. They've had people open, just been a little bit off.
The Big Reds have yet to run the football.
And they've basically been running out of the pro set formation. Here they are going to pass again.
Maciarelli got a lot of time. Now he's scrambling out, backside pressure. He puts it up, and it's caught. It's caught by Allen. And that is a 1st down, Bel-Air.
Again, we mentioned earlier, Dave, that the secondary of Youngstown Cardinal Mooney been doing a real good job. They had pretty good coverage that time. Ty showed a lot of poise. He kind of scrambled to his left, wait till he found the receiver open, and dumped the ball off.
So far in this game, Keller, McFeely, LaRoche, Sechrest, and Chirpus are doing a great job up front.
They sure have been. Here again, great protection. Man open.
This time, it's incomplete, but there's a penalty flag down in the backfield.
Now we have a penalty, and that was also an incomplete pass, so we'll see what the penalty. That's not a good sign, and that is going to be a holding penalty on the Big Reds.
So they just started to finally get something going on offense, and then the holding penalty.
Yeah, the penalty killed them early on when they had an opportunity to get something on the board early. Now here again, after picking up a 1st down, they get another holding penalty here, and that hurts.
While we have a little bit of time, we'd like to wish Frank Renzi, one of Bellaire Big Reds' biggest fans, a quick recovery. He's recovering in Columbus from recent surgery. Hope you're feeling better fast, Renzi. I know the Big Reds appreciate your support.
I know Renzi real well myself, and send along our best to Renzi.
So it's now 27 yards for a 1st. 1st and 27. Maciarelli going deep over to Miller. It's picked off. Picked off at the 50-yard line by Mooney. They're coming up the sidelines, and Mooney takes over. Aaron Stamp, I called his name a couple times in the first quarter, made some great plays, and there he comes up with another one.
Yeah, here again, I hate to keep saying this, Dave, but you know, the Big Reds, again, had great protection, and they've had some people open that, again, just overshot that time, and the secondary for the Cardinal was right there to pick it off. This is not good, giving the football to this offensive unit the way they've been churning out yardage at the 30-yard line.
So Mooney takes over 1st and 10.
The other thing you need to consider about a ball control outfit like this is they take a lot of time off the clock.
Salino to Franklin. Franklin still on his feet, running hard, picks up 4 tough yards.
Again, you mentioned early, and that's been the case, that the Big Reds have been doing a nice job on the inside, taking away that inside running game with the traps and the inside power. What has hurt them is on the outside when they've run the option.
2nd down and 6 from the 26 of Bel-Air. Salino gives it to Franklin right up the middle, and the big guy who had over 1,100 yards on the season picks up a 1st down for the Cardinals inside the 20 of Bel-Air.
Well, Dave, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Just as I said, they were doing a good job inside against the power game. They broke one inside and picked up another first down.
Approaching 9 minutes left to go in the first half. 7-0 Mooney. Threatening again. 1st and 10 from the Bel-Air 19. Salino hands it out to Barone. Barone trying to cut it to the outside, and he can't quite make it. Great backside pressure there for Bellaire, and the guy who did his job, big number 56. Lemley on the tackle. And Keller, 66, excuse me. 2nd down and 7 now for the Cardinals. The ball is about the 15-yard line of Bellaire. Salino to Franklin. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, here, naturally, the Big Reds don't want to give up any points. They'd like to get that football back, but they definitely want to keep them out of the end zone. Hopefully, at the very worst, a field goal at this point in time.
Well, by the way, Mooney's kicker kicked the extra point. Sure looks like he has a nice leg on him.
Yes, he does. Yes, they have had a good kicker last year, and it appears they have another good kicker this year.
So you always want to keep a team out of the end zone, but a lot of teams don't have that field goal kicker. They get down inside the 20, and it's 4-down territory, really inside the 30. This guy looks like he could hit him from 30. So here it is, 3rd down and 3. Salino on the keeper, and it's going to be close. Depends on the mark. And it looks like he got a very good one. Chaz Call with the tackle. Sorry, Coach.
That time, Dave, they went back to, again, what's been good to him in his first half so far, and that was the option. And that time he elected to keep the ball and turn it up, having 3rd and short. And say it's going to be a measurement here, but it looks close.
Injured Big Red down on the field. Looks like the way his hand's wrapped up, it's either Sechrest or Brooks. I noticed both of them were wearing heavy wrapping around their arms. That's Brooks. I see number 3. Don't know what's wrong with him. It looks like he's holding his knee. Whenever you see something like this, you hope it's just cramps, but I don't think this is cramps.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking a look at that left knee, and it does appear that the injured player is Ryan Brooks. Dave, going back to that previous play, as I mentioned, they went back to the option again, and that seems as though that's been their bread and butter all year. That's been their bread and butter in the past, and that's what they're going to in the big play situations here tonight. And earlier they were pitching the football. That time, as I mentioned, the quarterback, Chuck Salino, turned the ball up inside, knowing that he only needed a few yards, and we're going to have a real close situation here.
You know, this team, Mooney, reminds me a lot on a much, of course, smaller scale, Bridgeport. You know what they're going to do? They're going to run the ball right down your throat. They might only get 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 6 yards here, but they keep getting 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 6 yards here, and then sooner or later, they break the big one.
Now, the injured player coming off is Ryan Brooks, number 36. And it does appear as though it's an injury to his left knee. Hopefully, Ryan can get back in there soon.
So we get back to action. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 for Mooney. And 1 yard, the way they run the football, should not be that much of a problem. They are going for it. Salino under center. Augustine, the lead blocker. He gives it to Franklin. Franklin still on his feet. Franklin scores. 13-0 Mooney with 7:20 left to go in the first half.
Oftentimes that type of thing happens in a very short yardage situation. Everybody's stacked in there, and if you get by the first initial defensive line charge and break it on through, and that's exactly what happened. Franklin, who's run the football real hard in this first half, broke through and took it on in for a touchdown.
Cardinals on for the extra point, looking to make it 14-0. He puts the leg to it again, and this one's right through the uprights again. So 14-0 Mooney, and this is not looking good for Bellaire whatsoever. And the key, like you said, is the offense. They just have to get something going. They can't leave that defense out there all the time. Maciarelli's getting time to throw, but it's just not finding the mark.
Exactly right, Dave. They do have to get something going on offense, because when you turn the ball back over to Mooney, you're turning it over, as I mentioned before, to a football team that's going to grind it out. They're going to take a lot of time off the clock, and so far, what they've come up with has been good results for them and not good for the Big Reds. So the Big Reds are going to definitely have to get something going offensively this time.
As you can see, a jam-packed stadium here at Harding Stadium. The visitors' bleachers full, the home side beyond full. David Bloomquist here with the coach, Jay Socosta, with the color commentary. 14-0 Mooney. Bel-Air needing something to get them going. That something would be a touchdown.
Last time they started from their own 20-yard line, they need to get a nice return on this kickoff at all possible, get some good field position, and go to work on offense. The ball just fell off the tee, so I think we're going to have number 23 for the Cardinals come in and hold that ball while it's kicked off.
Marling, Sochor, and Materkoski back deep for the Big Reds. Raboski getting ready to kick off. Raboski puts the boot to it. That's a squibber. Taken by Marling. Marling out to the 30. Marling gets stuck. Big Reds take over with 7:16 left to go in the first half. Is this the time to see if you can run the football against them?
Well, I really don't think so. I don't think the Big Reds will go away from that passing game just quite yet, being down 14 points. I think they're going to try to hit a few. We may see them go the shorter pass than the deeper routes.
Here he is to the outside. Maciarelli to Allen. Allen's going to pick up 2 yards, and that is it.
That's exactly what they did that time, Dave. They went to a little out route to this side of the field, and they did complete it, but as you said, not for real big yardage, just a couple yards. But I think if the Big Reds stay patient, even though they're down 14-0, and try to hit some of those underneath routes, and again, move the football down the field and keep it away from Mooney, that's going to be of a help to them.
Maciarelli, look out, he's going down. All the time in the world to throw again, but for some reason, nobody is open.
Yeah, that time, great coverage in the secondary by Mooney, and they got pressure on Ty for the first time in all the times that he's thrown the ball. I think only one other time they had pressure, but that time they did get to him.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 10 for Bel-Air. They need something big to happen right here. Maciarelli over the middle. He has a man open. It's Allen. Allen inside the 45. We needed something big, and we got it. First down, Big Reds.
That time, Dave, right on the money. Right on the money was Ty Maciarelli to Grant Allen. They ran a deep curl pattern over the middle. He zipped the ball right in there, picked up a first down, and they're in Mooney territory.
Fans chanting, "Let's go Reds, let's go Reds." Let's see if they can keep it going. Maciarelli back to the air. A lot of time again. Over the middle, he has Sochor knocking away. Knocking away, listen to me. Knocked away. Great play that time by Sochor.
Yeah, again, the defensive secondary doing a real nice job. They had the receiver open. They got the ball. Ty got the ball to him right on the money, but a good defensive play there. Knocked the ball loose at the last minute.
Almost looks like Maciarelli, I know the first option always as a quarterback is to throw, but the way that the Bellaire line is kind of hoarding the defense into the middle, if he gets to the outside, he can run for some big yardage like we saw him do earlier in the game. Now he's in the shotgun. Maciarelli, and here he goes, just as I said it. tripped up barely, but he picks up about 4.
At that time, they ran out of the shotgun formation for the first time tonight, and I believe that was a design quarterback draw all the way because he didn't waste much time. He took one step back and then took it right up the middle, but he was tripped up for short yardage. But you're exactly right, Dave. He's going to probably have to, when he doesn't have the receivers open, he's going to have to tuck the ball away and scramble a little bit, put some more pressure on that secondary.
3rd down and 7. Maciarelli. That's going to be a first down. There it is. Second effort. And you know what? I was just standing here getting ready to tell you, I haven't said Ben Taylor's name yet, and there he is, and he picks up a first down. So the Big Red machine is moving.
Yeah, Ben Taylor, the big go-to man all year long for the Big Reds, came up with a big reception there. And again, they ran the deep curl route over the middle. The ball was right on the money. He made a nice catch, and they moved the sticks again, and that's exactly what they have to do. But the thing they need to do out of this drive is come up with some points.
We're under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. 14-0 Mooney. Maciarelli going deep for the end zone. Maciarelli, touchdown, Big Reds. Wide open. Grant Allen, you better believe it. We said we needed something big, and boy, did we get it. Wow.
You know, that time they went deep. They had been going to the curl route over the middle, and they had the Mooney defenders coming up a little bit. They went deep to Grant Allen. He came up big.
Justin Homer, the freshman, on for the extra point. Good snap, Homer. Sounded like it was partially blocked, but it went through the uprights.
Just didn't hit it real good that time, and it wasn't an end-over-end kick, but nonetheless, it got through, and that's what's important. And the other thing that's important, Dave, that the Big Reds are on the board, they're back in this ball game, and they got momentum going.
Big touchdown pass from Maciarelli to Allen, 30 yards. You can see the fans very happy here at Harding Stadium. 4:27 left to go first half. We have ourselves a ball game now, 14-7. Big shot in the arm, and you know what? A play like that not only fires up the fans in the offense, but also the defense.
There's no doubt about that, and you know exactly what we said. They needed to come up with some points, and they did. They got it in the end zone. They just couldn't afford to give that ball back to Mooney again, but like you say, we got a 14-7 ball game now, and the Big Reds are right back in it.
Lekanudos getting everybody fired up. I don't think they needed it. I think that touchdown pass to Allen did the job. This place is very loud.
The Bel-Air fans out in full force tonight. A tremendous turnout and a tremendous backing.
Taking it to 15 by Mooney. Up to the 25, to the 30. That's a fumble. Bel-Air's recovered. Bel-Air recovers the football. If they rule that down, that's crazy. Oh, my.
I can't believe that.
Oh, my. You know, you're supposed to be impartial, but we're standing up here at the bird's eye view, and that was a fumble without a doubt.
There's no doubt about that, Dave. I'll tell you, it was a great hit. The ball was out. The Big Reds were on it. There was no doubt that was their football, and that would have been a tremendous break right there at the 31-yard line.
Either way, Mooney takes over, leading this game 14-7. That really got the fans fired up now. Solino handing it off to Barone. Barone trying to get to the outside, and he does. Barone close to a first down. The Big Reds have got to shut off that run around the end.
They're going to have to do a little better job on the outside, both against the option and when they went to an outside play such as that right there. They just kept stringing them out, but there wasn't anybody there to come up to make the tackle, and the next thing you know, he's got 9 yards.
Man, oh man, that was a big call.
That
big call.
Real big turnover right there.
2nd down and 1. Solino to Franklin, and Franklin's going to get a first down.
Dave, looking at the Bel-Air defense, you know, we're matching up. I talked about Mooney being tight in there with those big offensive linemen, and Bel-Air's in there tight. They're creeping up. They got a lot of people in the box and close to the football, and it's just basically just line up and see who can stop who.
First down and 10 from the Bel-Air, or from the Mooney 45, excuse me. Salino keeping it, penalty flag down, and Salino gets stuck. Ben Taylor in with the hit, but there's a penalty flag down. Legal procedure against Mooney.
That time, Dave, Ben Taylor did a real nice job. In fact, it appears as though what the Big Red defense is doing here is that they're stacking in. They're in that 50 front defense, but they're letting Ben read the quarterback and go to the side he goes to. And that time he did a real nice job coming up, making a tackle.
Bel-Air declined the penalty, so it's going to be second down and 10. Fans are chanting something, and it's about time is what they're saying.
Still enough time on that clock if they can get that football back to start throwing the ball again and get it in the end zone.
Second down and 10. Boy, it seems like they're jumping, but nothing. Salino's going to keep it. Salino is going to get near midfield, but it's going to bring up a third down and 6.
Yeah, that time Mooney was going to throw the football, a little play action pass that time. Nobody was really open, and Salino elected to run the football. The one nice thing about that for the Big Reds is they did knock him out of bounds and stop that clock and preserve some of that time left. Big 3rd and 5 play here. If the Big Reds want to have an opportunity to get even, they're going to have to shut them down here. I would probably look for maybe something on the outside again, Dave, possibly the option. That's
3rd down and 5. Big play. Watch them coming to the near sideline. Here they come. No, they go up the middle. It's Franklin running hard, and he's not going to make it.
He didn't make it.
The Bel-Air defense stands. 4th down now. 2:30 left to go in the first half. Mooney up 14-7. And I can feel that momentum starting to come back. It was gone in the first quarter. It's back.
Yeah, the touchdown was a great lift. Of course, had they got that turnover down there, that would have been a big lift. But they have stopped the running game of Mooney, and they're going to get the ball back here with just about 2 minutes to go.
Johnson on the punch. Sochor and Allen back deep for the Big Reds. A lot of whistles on the field. Penalty flags down. Let's hope that's not on Bel-Air, because that would be a first down.
I think it's going to be on Mooney, and it's going to be an illegal procedure call. And I might add, Dave, that was a pretty nice kick, so hopefully get a little better field position as a result of this second kick.
Every time Bel-Air gets a penalty, the fans are chanting, it's about time. I don't know if they want to do that. Officials hear that too, and they just might not drop one. Johnson on to do it again. Good snap. And this was a lot worse punt.
We've got
Rolls
another penalty on
inside the 20.
Play.
Bubba's out there pointing. It's against Mooney again, and it could very well be. Clipping against Mooney. Back him up some more.
The second one, as you mentioned, wasn't as good a kick as the first one. In fact, the punter kind of slipped, and being on the field prior to the game, that footing is not real good in the middle of the field, and his feet slipped out from underneath him. So we're going to have a penalty here against Mooney, and we're going to punt it for the 3rd time. Maybe the 3rd time will be a charm for the Big Reds.
Johnson's going to have to go over and put his leg in a sling. So what started, Mooney started their punting from about the 49 of Bel-Air. And now they're all the way back to their own 24, I believe.
Yeah, even though there's not a lot of time left on the clock, Dave, the thing about it is here, the Big Reds, if they can field this punt and get any kind of return, they should have much, much better field position.
Well, they're a quick strike offense, too, so Bel-Air really doesn't need a lot of time to score. They came in averaging almost 28 points a game. Majority of those points through the air, and they can hurt you quickly, as Mooney found out just a little bit ago in the quarter when Allen hauled in that 30-yard touchdown pass.
Sure
here we go again.
Exactly what we're going to see. They're going to go back to that passing game that's been so effective for them.
Materkoski joins Sochor and Allen. Johnson with the punt.
Slip.
And it's going to be taken by Sochor. Sochor trying to get around in. Sochor still on his feet in Mooney territory. So Bel-Air takes over at the Cardinals 49 with 1:38 left to go in the first half, trailing by 7.
Those two penalties, Dave, proved real costly for Mooney. They gave the Big Reds real good field position with 1:38 to go. I'm sure we're going to see the ball in the air.
Maciarelli, a lot of time, wide open. Allen. Allen is down to the 32 of Mooney.
And again, you know, opposed to that first quarter, there were people open, great protection, but just overshooting a little bit. That time again, Ty right on the money again. Deep curl route.
Here's Maciarelli again. He's got time, backside pressure. Another wide open man. Allen again. He's just going and sitting in that zone and getting open. And I think there's been a big difference in Maciarelli from the first quarter to this when he's completed a couple passes and he has the confidence back. And you know as well as anybody, if you're a quarterback, that's the main thing. You got confidence, you're going to get the job done.
Mooney's going to take a timeout right here because Bel-Air's putting a lot of pressure on him offensively, and it's kind of like taking candy from a baby right now.
But like I said, Maciarelli completed a couple passes. I think in the beginning, jitters might have got to him because he had guys open, but he was overshooting them. Now, he's settled down back there. He's putting the ball on the money, and you can see a big difference, it seems, even from way up here in Maciarelli. And like I said, a lot of this, I mean, if you talk to people, when you hear people talk about it, confidence is you have the confidence you're going to find a way to get the job done. If you're out there second-guessing yourself and not really believing in yourself, you're fighting an uphill battle.
That's exactly right. And, you know, again, you got to give credit not only to Ty Maciarelli and the fine job he's doing throwing the football and the receivers getting open and catching the ball, but let's give a lot of credit to that offensive line from Bel-Air, and they're not going up against any little people. They're going up against the likes of 285, 271, 206, 200 across the front, and they're doing an excellent job with their pass protection. And I might also add that they're not trying to go for the home run right away. They're hitting the underneath stuff, and it's open, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here we go, first down and 10, Bel-Air at the Mooney 20. 1:23 left to go first half. Maciarelli, watch out backside. Maciarelli to Taylor.
Great catch.
Touchdown, Bel-Air. Ben Taylor gets in. Shows you why every Division I program in the land wants them. He goes up, he takes the pass, and he stretches for the touchdown. We've got a barn burner setting up here.
That, Dave, was a great catch by Ben Taylor, but not only was it a great catch, but he showed that he's the athlete that he is in a Division I prospect. After he caught the ball, he wasn't satisfied until he got it in the end zone.
Bring it home, Homer.
We've got something on the field in the back of the end zone here. The official blew that dead. Now we're going to have the kick.
Ben Taylor showing you his size and strength there, Coach. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He had a defender on his back, just hauled him into the end zone and fought for those extra 2 yards for the touchdown.
Dave, I was mistaken. I thought they stopped play because of something in the back of the end zone, but we had a penalty on Mooney, and there's going to be a timeout here by Bel-Air.
Might go for 2.
Take us over. They may go for 2 at this point in time with a half a distance to the goal penalty. And what a great lift this would be for the Big Reds to come back 14 points down and be able to go ahead here with 1:16 remaining in the first half.
Well, they showed a lot of character there because Bel-Air has really never trailed. I mean, this is a team that isn't used to having to come back. They're usually in command of a ball game, and you drop down 14-0 to a powerhouse like Mooney. That has to send shockwaves through your body, and they just regrouped, had confidence in themselves, and have scored 2 touchdowns and are looking to possibly take the lead with 1:16 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, the only real comeback situation the Big Reds have been in this year was that against Martins Ferry in the last game of the year where they got down big, but they showed a lot of poise. They didn't panic. They regrouped at halftime, and they came back out to win that game 21-20.
And they are going to go for two because Homer is not in there. Brooks is back into the game, so it's glad to see. I'm glad to see his injury was not that bad. So here we go. Bel-Air looking to take the lead for the first time in this game. Brooks and Lekanudos in the backfield. They hand it off to Clint. Clint is stood up at the line.
He got it in.
Is he in? He's in.
Got it in. Extra effort.
Lekanudos with the extra effort, and Bel-Air has turned this football game around in a matter of minutes. They were thoroughly dominated in the first quarter by Mooney. Now Bel-Air has come back in the second quarter thanks to their passing game, and they have taken a 1-point lead with 1:16 left to go, and this place is rocking.
And looking back now, Dave, at those penalties on the punt were extremely important going against Mooney and going big for the Big Reds, and it gave them great field position at the Mooney 49 to operate, and they took the ball right down the field, showed a lot of patience, some great passes, great catches, and again, getting in on that extra point, we've had a complete momentum switch.
Now it'll be interesting to see. You know, neither team will deviate from their game plan. That's the thing. Both these coaches have been around long enough, and they're good enough to know that what brought them here is going to get them out of here. So now you could say, hey, Mooney probably's never trailed. How are they going to react? They're going to come out, and they're going to run the football.
Exactly right. And the one thing the Big Reds can't do is let down here and let Mooney get in before the half.
That time they take the squib kick, and Mooney takes over at the 36. 1:14 left to go in the first half. Bel-Air up 15-14. David Bloomquist here with Jay Sircosta, and we have a great one. Looks scary at first. Now it looks great.
Yeah, it sure does, Dave. I'll tell you, the fans on this side of the field have got to be breathing a little bit easier as a result of those two touchdowns and that successful two-point conversion.
1st and 10 for Mooney. They're at the 35-yard line. Salino looking to throw, and he's going deep. He has a receiver open, and he overthrows him. Lekanudos made up some ground, but oh, that was close.
As I mentioned earlier, right prior to the kickoff, the Big Reds can't get caught sleeping here, thinking that they're going to just run the clock out. They've got to, make sure that they don't get beat in the secondary and let them get a cheap one on them to continue that momentum into halftime.
Coach Butchie just made me look like an idiot. I said he's going to come out, stay with what got him here, run the football first play. They throw it.
Now, that time they ran both their ends on out routes deep and tried to go to their left side.
2nd down 10. 1:08 left to go first half. This time they hand it off. Barone around end. Barone looking for some running room. Grant Allen out there to meet him. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Stop the clock by going out of bounds, so we have 58 seconds left to go. A 3rd down, as you said, and about 4 yards to go here.
Big play. Bel-Air can stop them here. I think they said put 3 seconds back on the clock.
Hold the clock on the start of this play to make up for the differential on the seconds lost.
3rd down and 4 for Mooney from their own 41. Trailing 15-14. They give it to Franklin up the middle, and Franklin picks up the 1st down.
With the clock at 54 seconds, Dave, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you may not see them come back to that earlier route they ran with the ends on deep out routes, because they are running out of time with the clock running here now, 47 and counting.
Salino's putting it up. He's going to run it. He has a lot of room. Nice play by Derek Sochor. He took on the block, kept containment somewhat, and forced Salino out at the 40-yard line. 34 seconds left to go.
And And the other thing you need to be concerned about here, Dave, is the fact that we mentioned them having a real good kicker, and the Big Reds don't want to allow them to get into that area or that territory where they could kick a field goal and swing that momentum back. So it's important, and I think that's exactly what Mooney was trying to do there, get the ball down and out of bounds and stop that clock.
Penalty flag's down, and I think they finally are going to call Mooney for illegal procedure. It seemed like the whole time in the first quarter they were getting a little bit of a jump, some of the guys there, and this time they're going to make the call.
Yeah, we had some people moving early on. It wasn't called, but that time it was caught, and that's going to be on Mooney.
Boy, Coach Magister and company have to feel a lot better going into halftime with possibly a 15-14 lead rather than a 14-0 deficit.
There's no doubt about that.
First down, 15. Mooney at the 45 of Bel-Air. Salino's going to put it up. Yeah, he's going to run, and he has a ton of room out there again. And Lekanudos. Oh!
Nice hit.
Break out the anvil for Clint Lekanudos. He puts the root down to Salino. Oh. And you know what? If he doesn't make that tackle, Coach, Salino has a lot of real estate.
Yes, he did. In fact, that was a run all the way, Dave. They pulled the guard outside, and they were going to run the football all the way. Number 52, Joe Cerrone, was right in front of the quarterback, Chuck Salino, and he had a lot of room to run. Had Clint Lekanudos not come up, but he came up, made a great hit that time. You know, Clint's not a real big football player at 170 pounds, but he packed a lot of punch that time.
Lekanudos with a huge hit, like I said. Salino had a lot of room out there, and Lekanudos blew by the blocker and just laid him out.
And I think we're seeing exactly what we talked about at the beginning of this game, and the fact that Mooney's going to run the football regardless. And there they shunned the pass. They're just trying to maybe get into field goal range at this point in time with 17 seconds to go. We are going to see a couple wideouts. So we got a pro set formation here for the first time tonight.
Salino looking deep down the sideline. Lekanudos is there. Great defense by Clint. Two big plays in a row. So now it's going to be third down 15 with 12 seconds to go. And Lekanudos is still on the ground.
That time, Dave, out of the pro formation.
He's all right. He's a little winded.
Yeah, he's fine. They just ran a go route with their split end that time. But as you mentioned, Clint Lekanudos had great position in the secondary. He was with him, in fact, ahead of him step for step.
Third down 15, 12 seconds to go. Cardinals looking to put it up again. Looking to the outside, and that ball is way underthrown. So it's fourth down 15 with 8 seconds to go.
Again,
and now we see
Mooney to try to do something they don't like to do, that they haven't had to do very often, and that's throw the football. That time they tried, again, out of the pro formation to go to a little out route to maybe possibly get the ball in field goal position, but the Big Reds came up big again.
8 seconds left to go before the half. A game that was 14-0 Mooney is now 15-14 Bel-Air.
Secondary for the Big Reds is deepened up considerably just to keep him out of the end zone here.
Salino under pressure, gets away, but he's not going to go anywhere. Big Reds take over with 3 seconds to go in the first half. You have to think he's going to take a knee and go in with a 15-14 lead. What a first half it's been.
Yeah, when it looked like as though maybe the Big Reds were down and out and all the momentum was with Mooney, the Big Reds came back and got 15 points on the board, and a great ending to a first half. That's exactly what they're going to do here. They've got Ben Taylor deep, and we'll see Ty Maciarelli just take a knee and run the rest of the time out.
So there you have it. The first half is over, and everybody in Bel-Air very happy. The Big Reds on top 15-14 after trailing 14-0. But like I said, on your Reesbeck's scoreboard, 15-14 Bel-Air. We'll be back in a little bit.
Let's visit with Richie and the Fun for the theme from Happy Days.
Marshall and Miss Audra Anderson and Miss Lauren Steele on trumpet, as well as Zach Rose on Barry Sax, as the band performs the T-ball team with Little Miss Fire Prevention Training. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sechrest Fever.
over Mooney, Division IV semifinal game. And what a game it's been so far. Mooney jumped out 14-0, and then Bel-Air comes storming back behind the arm of Ty Maciarelli in the hands of Ben Taylor and Grant Allen to retake the lead. Assessments on the first half, Coach, or talk about some stats?
Well, great first half, Dave. You know, after being down 14-0, the Big Reds didn't panic. They went back to what brought them here, and that's the passing game. They start hitting some of those curl routes. They moved the football down the field. They got the ball in the end zone. Big two-point conversion and a great momentum lift, being up 15-14. As far as the stats for the first half, first downs, Mooney 12, Bel-Air 8. Rushing, Mooney 37 carries, 156 yards. Bel-Air 8 carries, 10 yards. As far as the passing, Mooney, no completions in 3 attempts, no yards. Bel-Air 11 for 22, 157 yards and 1 touchdown. Penalties, Mooney 3 for 25, Bel-Air 2 for 20.
Here we go. Second half is underway. Mooney takes it at the 20. Trying to find a seam, and Derek Sochor doesn't let them. Sochor on the tackle. The return by Stamp.
A couple other stats, Dave, individual stats in that first half. Allen had 6 receptions for 100 yards in receiving for the Big Reds, and Franklin, the go-to ball carrier for Youngstown Cardinal Mooney, 73 yards on 17 carries.
Mooney takes over, trailing 15-14. They changed quarterbacks at the end of the first half. Let's see who's in there now. It's number 16, that's Solino. So he is back in, and Mooney goes back to the ground, and they're going to pick up about 7.
Again, back to the power game, back to Mark Franklin off the right side. Picked up good yardage that time.
One more time, we want to wish Frank Renzi, one of the Bel-Air's biggest fans. He's recuperating in Columbus. Frank, we wish you the best of luck and get better. It's a gain of 6, second down and 4. Solino hands it off, and he's not going anywhere. That time Lemley, I believe, in with the tackle. Yes, it was. Jeremy Lemley, 6'2", 180-pound senior, in for the stop. So the Cardinals are going to face third down and 4.
Big third down play right here early in the second half, and we'll see what Mooney goes to here on this third down situation. In the first half, they were successful going outside. They were successful going to the option. We'll see if they come back with that.
Here they go, third down and 4. Solino is going to run the option. He's stringing it out, and he's close. This is going to take a measurement, I believe. Very close. It looks like from the spot here it is. It's a first down. They're moving the markers.
It's exactly what they went back to, Dave, what they were successful with in the first half, and that's the option. Solino running the option to the right, elected to keep the football, turned it up, and just picked up enough for the first down.
So here we go, first down and 10 now. Out to the 36 of Bel-Air. Handoff up the middle. And they're going to get a couple. Ben Taylor, the first one on the scene. He receives help from Sochor and number 66, Keller. What do you think Coach Magistro had to say to the troops at halftime?
Well, I think they were probably pretty happy about going in with that lead, no doubt. I think they just said, we got to shut this Mooney team down with that run, get the football back, and not allow them to control the football.
Second down and 8. Solino up the middle to Franklin. Franklin trying to break it out. Sochor with a nice tackle. You see number 90 right there. That's Bubba Sechrest.
They went back to that trap.
Jerseys.
They went back to that trap, and Franklin almost broke that, but Sochor came up, did a real nice job there. Again, Bel-Air's got a lot of people close to the line of scrimmage, up close to try to stop that run, because they know that's exactly what Mooney's going to do.
And that's very dangerous too, because if you break through that initial line, there's nobody back there to stop that touchdown. Third down and 4. Cut it up the middle, and it's a no-go. The Big Reds close the door. Fourth down, Mooney.
That time they came back to the left side. Instead of going to the option, they gave it to the inside man, and the Big Reds came up big there.
Keller and Lekanudos on the tackle.
It's exactly what the Big Reds want, to get that football back and start moving it again in the air.
So the Cardinals have to punt. Sochor and Allen back deep. Low punt. Low snap, I mean. Nice punt. This is a boomer. Sochor with the fair catch. The Big Reds are going to take over inside their own 15. So that was a very, very nice punt by Mooney. The Bel-Air defense comes out fired up, and they stop the Cardinals. Let's see what the O can do. The O closed out the first half on a positive note. Maciarelli finding Ben Taylor for the touchdown, and then Lekanudos took it in for a 2-point conversion, giving Bel-Air the 15-14 lead.
Be interesting to see here, Dave, if they go back to that curl route, which they were so successful with in the first half.
Maciarelli, pressure from the backside. He gets hit as he releases it, but it's complete. Allen, he's got a break. Allen, one man to beat. He's down to the 40. Grant Allen to the 36 of Mooney. There was that curl again. You called it.
Exactly right, Dave. They went back to what was good to them in the first half, and Ty hung right in there. He had some pressure, got rid of it right before he got hit. Great catch, and a nice run after the catch.
Ty got rid of that just in time, too, because he took a lick. First down and 10 at the Mooney 36-yard line. This time the handoff to Lekanudos. He's trying to break it, and he does. Clint down to the 30. Gain of 6 or 7.
Now that they have Mooney looking for the ball to be in the air, their run can become very effective for the Big Reds to kind of offset that passing game.
He did gain 6. So Bel-Air's looking for the first down. Materkoski and Lekanudos in the eye. Maciarelli gives it to Clint again. Clint trying to get around the outside, and this time he goes nowhere. Backside pursuit by the Cardinals, led by Joe Cerny, and that's a loss on the play.
Yeah, that time it took a little bit more time, or a little bit too much time for that play to develop. It looked as though he might be having a little bit of running room there off the right side, but as you mentioned, number 15, Joe Cerny, did a real nice job pursuing from the backside.
So the Big Reds face 3rd down and 6. Maciarelli going to the air. He has time. He has a wide open receiver too. That's Lekanudos, and that's going to be close to a first down. We'll have to wait and see on the spot.
Depends on the spot right here.
He took a lick.
Real close.
And what's it going to be? First down, Bel-Air. Lekanudos got stuck, but he holds on to the football. And in turn moves the chains.
And that Dave is catching the ball in traffic. A great catch right there that time, and a big first down conversion.
Nice zip on the ball by Ty, too, to thread the needle there. Uh-oh. You've got the bird's eye view, Coach. What is it, false start?
Looks like a illegal procedure there on the Big Reds that time, and that's one thing they can't afford, to make mistakes down here after getting in first down and getting down there close to the red zone.
So it's first down and 15 for Bel-Air at the Mooney 30-yard line. Maciarelli going up top. Pressure, and Maciarelli falls down. Another big loss. So the Big Reds self-destructing here. They're all the way back to the 37-yard line of Mooney.
Again, Dave, number 52, Joe Cerny, from his defensive end position, did a real nice job coming off the ball and put a lot of pressure there. We talked about in the first half the great job at the offensive line for the Big Reds were doing, and they're going to have to continue to do that this second half.
Second down and 21. Maciarelli, backside pressure, he steps up, and he has Chaz call. The call is inside the 25-yard line, back to about the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Little delay route there by Chaz. Call from his tight end position. Came across the middle of the field. Again, Ty did a real nice job standing in there, having patience. Protection was pretty good. He dumped the ball off, and we got a 3rd down and a 9-yard situation.
3rd down and 8. That's what the scoreboard calls it. 5 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. Maciarelli. He's got time. He swings it out to Materkoski. Materkoski cuts it back up the middle. Materkoski, I believe, has a 1st down. Let's wait on the spot. He had to get inside the 16-yard line. The spot is going to be inside it. Move the chains. 1st down, Big Reds. So they have turned a big negative into a positive here in a hurry. Illegal procedure pushed them back 5 yards. Then Maciarelli fell down, and they were facing a 2nd down and 25, and they convert in 2 plays to get it 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. To the air. Maciarelli over the middle. It's complete to the 10. Chaz Call with the reception. One thing that Maciarelli's doing a lot of is spreading the football out. Grant Allen had the big 1st half along with Ben Taylor, and now Chaz Call is getting worked in also.
Yeah, they're giving Ben a lot of attention. Of course, he deserves that kind of attention, the type of receiver he is. So they're getting the ball played before they went to the flat, Materkoski, and then back to Chaz here underneath.
2nd down and 5. Hand off to Lekanudos, right up the middle. Clint still on his feet. Lekanudos near the goal line. Great running by Lekanudos. 1st and goal, Bel-Air. Coming out and making a statement in the 2nd half, picking up right where they left off in the 1st half.
And Dave, I mentioned, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, no matter what kind of defense you have. When a team is successful in throwing the football time and time again, you can't forget about the run. And right there, Bellaire executed the run real well, and Lekanudos did a real nice job.
The Mooney sidelines are silent. Here they go, Lekanudos with the call. Clint still on his feet, touchdown. Clint Lekanudos does it by himself. Shows you what great second effort can do. And I'd have to say that the Cardinals are probably stunned.
And we talked about the momentum switch in the 1st half. The Big Reds coming back after being down, and to come out here in the 2nd half and stop the Mooney offense, that run, and turn around and take the football and move it down the field and get it in the end zone is a great lift here in the 2nd half early for the Big Reds.
Ben Taylor on the hold, Homer on for the extra point. 21-14 Big Reds right now, looking to make it 22. Brooks running onto the field. Homer getting ready. Snap is good, holds down Homer. The punt, their kick is blocked. The extra point is blocked. And that was number 10, Colati, in there with the block. He was close on a couple other ones. That time he came in untouched from the side, and he blocks it. But either way, Bel-Air up 21-14.
So important is that kicking game, and the nice thing about it for the Big Reds is the fact they got the 2-point conversion. So they're still in good shape here. And again, a great drive that time by the Big Reds. They mixed the pass and the run, and they went right down the field and put it in the end zone. And that just shows what they can do against a real good Mooney defense.
Take a look at our Respect scoreboard. You can see it, 21-14. Bel-Air on top, Division IV semifinal game. The winner goes on to play the winner of Germantown Valley View and Castalia Margaretta. I believe Margaretta was winning that game, we heard down there earlier, by 3.
At halftime, I think it was 16-13, Dave.
Big chunk gone off that clock in the 3rd quarter. We only have 3:32 left in the 3rd quarter. Bel-Air with the boot. Cardinals fielded at the 16. They're coming right up the middle, and they're going to take over at the 31.
You know, Dave, as much as the pressure was on the Big Reds when they were down 14-0, now the pressure kind of shifts and goes to Mooney, and the fact that they're down 21-14, and they have to be patient with their running game because that's what they rely on time and time again. So the Big Reds need to come up big defensively here to get that football back.
Well, they stopped Mooney on their first try on offense this second half. Let's see if they can stop them on their second try. Salino's going to run the option. He has a hole. Salino still on his feet, and he picks up 8. He runs that very well. He's really quick, and the times he has pitched the football, it is at the last possible second.
Yes, he does run it very well, and that's something they've relied on not only this year but in past years, the option off the power running game. They fumbled the pitch early on in about the middle of the first half, and they went away from the option, but now they've come back to it.
Cardinals need 2 for a first. Salino hands it to Franklin. Franklin dancing around on his feet, trying to break it to the outside. Derek Sochor with the tackle, but not before Franklin picks up a Cardinal first down.
Dave, that time, not a lot of running room off the left side, and real nice job there by Aaron Sherpas and stuffing things up. But what Franklin has shown is his ability to be able to cut the ball back when there's not a lot of running room. That time he bounced it out to the right, and he did pick up good yardage.
Line of scrimmage is the Mooney 45, 1st and 10. Salino, he's going to bring it out this way. Here comes Lekanudos, and this time he missed. And he's taken down by Sochor, but it's a first down at the 40. And that was a play we saw earlier in the game when Lekanudos came up with a huge hit, and I said if Lekanudos missed it, he had a lot of running room. This time Lekanudos missed it, and he picked up a bunch.
That's exactly right. Same thing they did right before the end of the first half, trying to get the ball in field goal position. They pulled number 52, Joe Cerny, from his right guard position. There's no receivers out. It's a bootleg keep all the way, and he picked up big yardage there.
You can't fault Lekanudos. You always want to play aggressive out there because more often than not, it's going to pay off. This time it's a hand up the middle. Franklin's going to pick up a couple, and you know, as hard as Lekanudos has ran this game, Franklin really is a bull. I mean, he's come in with over 1,100 yards rushing, and obviously they're all very, very tough yards. And I'm trying to look at how big he is. He's 6 foot 202. And his momentum, he's always going forward. It doesn't matter if there's guys hitting him from all sides. He seems to always fall forward for those extra couple yards.
He sure does. And again, running behind number 52, Joe Cerny, one of their smallest offensive linemen. He pulled that time and did a real nice job.
2nd down and 6. Salino with the keeper. Bubba Sechrest misses him, but the rest of the guys aren't. Fumble football. Bel-Air takes over. Big Reds take over. Bubba Sechrest, he's wearing number 90 now. He changed uniform numbers. He gets in there to disrupt the play, and it looks like Ben Taylor or Derek Sochor recover the football for Bel-Air.
Dave, Bubba plays tough no matter what number he has on, whether it's 58 or 90 or whatever.
When you got a name like Bubba, you got to be tough.
Exactly. And that time they went back to the same play they had success with 2 plays earlier. They pulled the opposite guard, number 67, Andy Kuboff, 6'1", 220, and tried to keep, but they came up with the fumble that time.
Minute 14 left to go in the 3rd quarter, 21-14 Big Reds. Maciarelli looking deep. He has Ben Taylor, and Taylor almost makes the grab, but not quite. Defending on the play, Aaron Stamp, who seems to have been all over the place out there in the backfield. Starting to get so cold now, I can't even form my words, Coach.
Well, we talked about in the first half about the good job that the Mooney defensive secondary was doing until Bel-Air started to pick them apart with the underneath curl routes, and that time they tried to go deep, and as you said, number 23 Stamp came up with a real nice defensive effort.
2nd down and 10 from the Bellaire 35. Maciarelli. He's got that curl open. He throws it, and it's ruled incomplete to Derek Sochor.
They're going to rule that a trap. The ball was thrown low, and Derek did a real nice job going down for the ball, and it was kind of difficult for us to see, but it was ruled a trap.
So now it's 3rd down and 10. Let's see if Bellaire can come up with another big conversion. Hate to give the ball right back after getting a fumble like that. 3rd down and 10 from the Bel-Air 35. Maciarelli looking deep, looking for Call, and Call falls down. So Bel-Air has a 4th down, and Maciarelli took a lick.
The pass protection that time wasn't too bad until the last minute, and he was trying to go on a deep route, needed a little extra time. Then he got hit as he threw the ball. The ball was overthrown there to Chaz Call.
So Taylor on to punt. Cardinals set at their own 35 to receive it. Nice punt by Taylor. Fair catch called for, and the Cardinals take over at their own 34. Aaron Stamp with the fair catch. So with 50 seconds left to go, Bel-Air still has a 7-point lead.
And I don't think we're going to see anything different, Dave, than what we've seen thus far. Mooney's going to come out and try to move the ball on the ground.
Salino up the middle. Ben Taylor, Chaz Call, the whole gang in there for the stop after a gain of, let's call it, 3.
And I would expect that they'll probably go with what's been successful for them throughout the night, and that is on the outside perimeter, probably going back to the option game, possibly the quarterback bootleg keep, or possibly the sweep outside.
Salino gives it to Franklin. Franklin, some hard running. He's close to a 1st down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2. And they're not going to get off another play before the end of this quarter. So your score on the Rematch scoreboard, the Bellaire Big Reds 21-14, 1 quarter away from making a return trip to Massillon. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, welcome back. 1 quarter left to go. 21-14 Bel-Air, 1 quarter away from making a return trip to Massillon to play for the Division IV state championship. Franklin, the ball carrier. Franklin picks up a 1st down and a couple more. Ben Taylor, Baining, Sochor, and Lemley on the tackle.
That time they came off the right side again with Franklin, their go-to guy in the backfield, and they did a real nice job blocking down on the Big Red front people, but there was good pursuit in the secondary to allow him not to pick up too many yards.
1st and 10 from the Mooney 47. This time it's Stamp, looking to break it to the outside. Lekanudos stringing him out. He gets past Clint, and he's pushed out after a gain of 6. Now it's pretty much just a battle of attrition, Coach.
Yes, it is.
Looks like it's going to be whoever gets their hands on the ball last is going to win this thing.
There again, Mooney went to the outside and had some success again, and that's exactly what they've had a lot of success with all night, going to the outside.
Second down and 5. Salino to Franklin. Franklin's not going anywhere. He gets thrown down. Looked like big number 73 for the Big Reds in there, Wes Carter, along with Chaz Call. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. When does Mooney start getting into 4-down territory? About what yard line do you think?
Well, I would say they're probably about
35?
Probably about maybe 10 yards away from being in 4-down territory.
3rd down and 2. Right up the gut.
Nice
Franklin's not going anywhere. Somebody with the big stick. Who was it? Who was it? Lemley? I believe Jeremy Lemley. Or Chaz Call. 4th down for the Cardinals.
Well, we're going to find out real soon whether
Cardinals,
this is 4th down territory.
Well, the Cardinals are going to call timeout, so obviously they were thinking the same thing we were. Your score on the Rematch scoreboard with 10:35 left to go. Bel-Air 21, Mooney 14.
and he picked up around 4 yards there. And so that's a good play in the first down situation. It also keeps Mooney honest. Instead of going right to the passing game, they go to the run right off on first down.
2nd down and 6 from the 49. Hand off to Lekanudos again. He has a lot of room, and Clint picks up a first down behind the blocking of Bubba. They have Sechrest lined up at fullback, and Bubba just blew everybody out, as did the rest of those guys on the front line. We've mentioned them a couple times. Let's keep saying their names. Keller, McFeely, LaRoche, Sechrest, and Chirpus are doing one heck of a job up front.
They give those guys credit. We talked all night about what a great job they've been doing in pass protection, and there they did a real nice job on the run.
Sechrest still in the backfield with Lekanudos. Here we go again. Looked like the same play. This time, little different result. Lekanudos is going to get 2, maybe 3.
3 straight plays in a row. They've gone to that little delayed draw with Lekanudos coming up big last play. There he picked up a couple yards. The one nice thing about that is it does continue to run that clock, which is all important now at just a little over 9 minutes.
2nd down and 7 from the Cardinals 40. Maciarelli going to the air. He's under pressure. He's rolling out. Throw the ball. Get rid of it. He does just that. He tried to string it out as long as he could. And they're helping him up on the sidelines because he went down hard again. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
That time as he rolled to his left, it looked as though he might have had someone open quick underneath, and he kind of delayed there. And then the secondary kind of did a real nice job on the receivers. And again, Joe Cerny, number 52 for Mooney, put a lot of pressure on right there and made the stop.
The officials talking about something on the field. Talking to Ben Taylor. Of course, he's one of the captains for the Big Reds.
Not so sure just exactly what this conversation's all about, Dave, and whether it's about the spot of the ball or what. I think that's exactly what it was.
Well, the official waved his arms.
They originally had the ball spotted about 4 or 5 yards back.
Either way, the Big Reds come up facing a 3rd down and 7 from the Mooney 39. Here we go. We're set to go. 3rd down and 7.
Big 3rd down play here for the Big Reds.
Get some protection in there. Maciarelli looking over the middle. Maciarelli's going to be picked off. Picked off at the 15. You know, you want a first down there, but that's almost as good as a punt if you don't get it.
Exactly right, because you're punting there without a lot of room. Ball goes into the end zone. It's going to come out to the 20, so they're going to have the ball on the 15-yard line. As you say, like to have picked up a first down there and maintain possession of the ball. But now the Big Reds defense is going to have to stop and shut down this running game.
1st down and 10 Mooney from their own 15. 8:44 left to go. 21-14 Bel-Air. Solino. He's going to run it to the outside. He's got a beat Call, and he can't do it. Chaz Call in with the tackle. He still picks up about 4 yards. But it looked like it could have been much more than that. He got 5, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. Still a lot of time on the clock. 8:20 in and counting. I'm pretty much froze. How about you?
It's a little chilly, but I don't think there's anybody down underneath us in the stands that are worried about that cold right now. They're worried about stopping that Mooney offense.
Hand off to Stamp. Stamp can't get it going. Lemley with a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. No, more than that. 3rd down and I believe 6.
The Big Reds defense has come up with some big defensive plays, and another one right there by Lemley as he blitzed through and did a real nice job of shutting down Mooney.
Lemley, a 6'2", 180-pound senior, playing a great game on defense. 3rd down and 6. Big play here for the Big Reds. Last time Mooney tried it up the middle. We're going to watch for the option this time. Hand off to Franklin around end. He's got a blocker. He's not going to, well, I don't want to say not. He does have the first. He did get it.
That time, Dave, they went to Wayne Brooks, 6'1", 185-pound senior, number 14, on an end-around play. And they did pick up a 1st down.
They do a good job with that misdirection. You don't know where the football's going, then by the time you find it, you see them coming around end with a lead blocker. And most of the time, Bellaire's only had 1, maybe 2 guys over there, and they've really been just a couple of good tackles by Bel-Air away from breaking some really long gains here tonight.
Yes, they have. A couple times tripped up, and had they not been tripped up, could have gone for awful big gains. You catch that number, that injured player there, I believe it's number maybe 87.
Did not see it. All I know is that for the last year, counting last year and counting this year, these 2 teams have hooked up for 2 tremendous games. This one's far from being over. Of course, last year's Bel-Air won in overtime at the same field. And this year, Mooney jumps out to a 14-0 lead. Now Bel-Air storms back for a 21-14 lead. Exciting game.
No doubt about that. The fans have definitely got their money's worth tonight, as well as last year, and 2 great football programs in the state of Ohio, and both teams, of course, 1 step away from being in the state championship game at Massillon next week, and Bel-Air in an exciting championship game last year, lost to the eventual state champion Versailles, and I know they'd like to get back there after losing a lot of people off of last year's team. Coach Magistro and his staff have done a tremendous job coming through unbeaten in the regular season and getting these Big Reds back into the playoffs and doing an outstanding job thus far.
It was number 67 for Mooney, Andy Kuboff. And you know what's fun, too, to watch these 2 teams go at it, is that they're both so good at what they do, and they do opposite things. Mooney runs the football as good, if not better, than anybody. Bel-Air passes the football as good, if not better, than anybody.
Yeah, nobody trying to fool anybody tonight. Both teams coming in knowing what each other's going to do, and that's exactly what they've done, and it's boiled down to about 7 minutes to see who's going to take that next step.
1st down and 10, 7 minutes left to go in this game. Salino's going to run the option, trying to string it out, and Keller's out there, the first guy to hit him, but he still gains a couple of yards. Lemley and Taylor in on the tackle. The initial pressure by Keller.
Yeah, that time Keller did a real nice job there. Initially had his hands on him. Again, great pursuit by this Bel-Air Big Reds defense to get to the ball carrier.
Clock ticking down. 6:20 to go. 2nd down and 6. They give it to Stamp. Stamp's not going anywhere, so it's going to bring up another 3rd down. And you know what else has been interesting in this game is I've never seen a team face so many 3rd downs as Mooney, and they convert, though.
Yes.
I mean, you know, when you figure 3rd down, your back's against the wall, and they haven't been 3rd and 2s. The majority have been 3rd 4, 3rd and 6. You know what they're going to do, and Bel-Air's done a great job stopping them, but then on the other hand, Mooney's done a great job of getting 1st downs when they've needed to.
Several conversions throughout the course of the evening, and you got to have a lot of patience when you're a team like Mooney to know that you only have 5 minutes or so to go and be patient with the run.
3rd down and 4. Salino, he's going to roll out. Sechrest giving chase, and they can't get him before he picks up a 1st down. So like I just said, you know what they're going to do, and you still can't do anything about it.
At that time, they kind of made it look like a pass, but definitely a run all the way. And again, we've mentioned this many times throughout the course of the evening. They went back to what's been good to them all night, and that is get on the outside, get on the perimeter, either with the option or with the keep. And that time, he did a real nice job getting the first down.
So first down and 10 Cardinals. From the 40. And Celino looking to throw. He's under heavy pressure. He tosses it up. And no flag. Lekanudos ran over the receiver, but I think that pass was just deemed uncatchable. And also the receiver, Lekanudos, was covering him, and I think he held up to try to reroute himself, and that's just something that happens.
Right. They did have a receiver out there, Brooks, number 14 that time, and I think Celino thought about running the ball and then had a little change of heart there at the last second and threw the ball out and get incomplete. So Bel-Air has Mooney where they want him now in a second down and 10. And again, relying on the run, Mooney has to be very patient.
You know, that very easily could have been called pass interference, though.
Yes.
Right up the middle, they go to Franklin. Big number 44 is not going anywhere. Lemley, Lekanudos, everybody in there for the Big Reds. So it's going to bring up third and long.
Dave,
Who else was in there for Bel-Air? Number 77, Aaron Chirpus.
Yeah, Chirpus did a nice job. The whole front line did a nice job. And I talked earlier about Franklin's ability to cut the ball back and bounce it outside, and that's what he tried to do there, but nothing doing. The Big Reds defense was all over him. And again, what a big third down play this is.
Third down and 9 from the Mooney 41. 4:45 left to go. Bel-Air up 21-14. Celino, he has pressure. He's going over the middle, and it's knocked down. Chirpus gets the big paw up. Actually, that was Chirpus.
Yeah, Chirpus batted the ball down, but great pressure in there on Celino by number 31, Chaz Call.
So now it's 4th and 9. Mooney's going to talk this one over. They only have 4:37 left. They trail 21-14 on your Riesbeck scoreboard. We'll be right back for the final of this one. Hey everybody, welcome back to Harding Stadium. 4:37 left to go in this Division IV semifinal game. The Big Reds up 21-14. Mooney facing a 4th and 9, and they are going to punt it. Coach, we were just sitting here discussing that. I really thought he was going to go for it, and you have to watch for a fake here too. Yeah, Bel-Air doesn't have anybody back.
I believe they thought about it. They definitely
Nobody back for the Big Reds. And that thing is going to take a great bounce for Mooney. And the Cardinals are going to down it at the Big Reds 10. So I don't know. What's the thinking there with nobody back?
Well, I think probably what Bel-Air was thinking about there was not to have anybody mishandle the football deep in their own territory.
Right.
Take a chance and giving Mooney the ball down there. Even though they're going to get the ball deep in their own territory here, at least they have an opportunity to kind of get it out, and if nothing else, punt it away.
It's also the chance, too, you put somebody back there and you keep that thing from rolling 20 extra yards like it did. But either way, the Big Reds take over. 1st and 10 on their own 10. They need to sustain some kind of a drive here. Maciarelli fakes the handoff. Maciarelli's going to keep it, and he has a ton of room. Cuts it back, and Maciarelli picks up a first down out to the 21.
That's exactly what the Big Reds need right now, Dave. With that clock running, they need to pick up first downs. Just keep that clock running, keep the sticks moving, and there was a nicely designed play by Maciarelli, keeping the ball and going to his left side and turning it up for a first down.
Clock is counting down. We're down to near 4 minutes left to go. 1st and 10, Big Reds. They lead by a touchdown. Maciarelli, the handoff to Lekanudos. Clint, still on his feet. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. Starting to get jitters.
Yeah, it's getting close, that's for sure. And I'm sure there's a lot of people down in those stands that are getting the same type of jitters.
Of course, we were just talking, too, that extra point that was blocked earlier. You never know what something like that, when it will come into play in a game, because with that extra point on the touchdown, Bel-Air would have an 8-point lead. Now, if Mooney gets the ball back and scores, they could win it with a 2-point conversion, but we won't jump ahead of ourselves. 2nd down and 7. Maciarelli fakes it again. He's got backside pressure, and Ty's going down at the 25. That time it was Giannis with the tackle.
The one thing that Mooney's doing defensively that is kind of hurting the Big Reds is they're getting a lot of pressure from the backside. Again, that was a similar play to what they picked up a first down on earlier. That time, pressure from the backside kept him from picking up extra yardage.
Some of the Mooney fans getting on their feet. Big play here, 3rd down and 6. Sechrest in the backfield with Lekanudos. Maciarelli. A lot of time. Maciarelli, no time now. Puts it up and it's picked off. It's picked off by Franklin. Mooney takes over inside the 20. Oh, just what we didn't need happens.
Yes, that's exactly the one thing, regardless of whether you get the first down or not, you did not want to do is give the ball back to Mooney and down in that field position with that powerful running game. And the Big Reds have been doing a tremendous job all night long, and especially in the second half defensively. A real bad break for the Big Reds.
2:25 left to go. Let's see if the defense can answer the call. They played great the whole game. 1st and 10 at the Bel-Air 17. Keeper, and he's not going to get anything. He fumbled the football. Keller came up with a big hit on Salino, and Salino's hurt.
That time, Dave, they went back to what they've been successful with, and that's that quarterback bootleg, pulling the backside guard as the lead blocker. And there, Bel-Air came up and made the big hit. Ball was jarred loose.
Salino's out there. He is hurt. The coaches are checking him out right there, as you can see. He went down hard, trying to fight for a couple extra yards, and Keller made him pay the penalty.
And the one thing here, Dave, is he is going to have to go out for a play, so they're probably going to come in with Campbell, who played in the latter part of the first half.
And he is their throwing quarterback. Salerno runs the football. When they want to throw, they go to Campbell. 2:12 left to go, 21-14. What a game. What a game. Of course, the winner advances to Massillon to play in the state championship game. The loser goes home.
Dave, don't rule something else out here. You know, we saw overtime last year with these two teams.
Right.
And with you mentioned earlier that missed extra point, that puts us in that same possible scenario again tonight. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the Big Reds can stiffen here on defense and come up with a couple big plays and get that football back.
So like I said, 2:12 left to go in this one. They're still checking out Salino. He's holding his arm. Keller threw him to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And as cold as it is up there, that ground has to be rock hard. The Bel-Air defense really going to show us what they're made of here, Coach. They have their backs to the wall after the Maciarelli interception. It's 2nd down and 12. Mooney did lose 2 on that carry. And obviously this is 4-down territory without a doubt. No question about it.
And the thing, they have to get the ball in the end zone. A field goal doesn't do them any good here, naturally. And as you mentioned, the Big Reds have played so well defensively in this second half, you know, against a real big Mooney football team.
So Salino goes off the field. Campbell is in. Campbell, he's only 16 years old. He's playing undoubtedly in his biggest game yet. And he's going to roll out. He's looking. Bubba Sechrest meets him, and he fumbles the football. Bel-Air has it. Bel-Air, no, they're ruling Mooney. They're ruling Mooney football, and the Bel-Air coaches are going nuts next to us.
I'll tell you, Dave,
That
what
are
a great
two
play
calls
by
in
Bubba
this game that have
Sechrest.
been.
And that ball was on the ground, and it appeared, from this vantage point at least, that the Big Reds were on that football.
Well, the only thing I can think of is they hit the ball and it went out of bounds, and the official didn't rule they didn't have possession.
That could have been the rule.
Either way, it's 3rd down and 17. Bubba Sechrest comes up with a huge play on defense. Who's going to make the next one?
And you talk about a big, big play here. Comes down to this, a season for both teams on this play.
3rd down and 17. They're going to put it up again. Campbell looking corner of the end zone. Lekanudos is out there, and Clint does a great job. 4th down and 17. Here's your ball game.
Yep.
Here is your ball game. Can the boys in red do it one more time? I'm going to have a heart attack. Timeout, Mooney. The fans here are going berserk. Lekanudos with the coverage one-on-one. Made the play again. Clint's had an outstanding game on both sides of the football, as he has all year long.
And with Campbell in quarterback, they went to the air and they had a man open, but as you mentioned, Clint Lekanudos did a real fine job in the secondary on coverage. And like you said, it's come down to this.
And I believe Mooney's out of timeouts now, aren't they?
I think
or
they
have one left.
I think they
So if Bel-Air stops them here, this is it. Because if anything, I believe they may have one timeout left. They took one when they contemplated the 4th down up here,
right.
and then they punted. They take one right here, and I can't remember if they took one in the 3rd quarter.
I think they might have one left. I'm not sure.
Big Reds going onto the field. They need one play to return to Massillon. One play here on 4th and 17 with 1:46 left to go. The fans at Harding Stadium are on their feet. Here come the Cardinals. This is what it's all about right here.
Yep, you couldn't ask for a better high school football game.
Salino is back in the game. So they take out Campbell, their passing quarterback. They go with Salino, but they're putting this one up. Salino, looking end zone, and it's incomplete. Bel-Air takes over. The Big Reds defense shows what they're made of. They show what they're made of. Mooney took over on the Big Red 15 after an interception, and they lost 2 yards on 4 plays. Timeout, Big Reds now. Wow.
Dave, I'll tell you what, we talked about the Big Reds defense, and I'll tell you what, they came up big there in that series. Give a lot of credit to Coach Stoltz, defensive coordinator for the Big Reds, and the Big Red defense, because I'll tell you what an effort right there. With their backs against the wall, with Mooney in great field position, and with that running game, they shut them down. And I'll tell you what, that's a tremendous job by the Big Reds defense.
Now all the Big Reds have to do is control the football. No fumble, no nothing. Hand the ball off
and run it
or
out.
even kneel on it. That is it. And this is something that I think not a lot of people thought could happen, especially a lot of people from Youngstown. I don't think anybody thought that Bel-Air could beat Mooney twice. I don't think they thought any team could beat them twice. So I talked to some people from Youngstown, some sportscasters. They didn't think it would happen. Well, now they're thinking again. Maciarelli takes the knee. And Mooney calls it. No, they don't. Clock's ticking, so apparently they have no timeouts left.
There again, the Big Reds in a safe offensive formation with 1 deep back and 2 other backs huddled around. Ty Maciarelli just took a knee, and I'm sure you're going to see the same thing here again, just holding on to the football and allowing that clock to run.
Maciarelli under center. Takes the knee again. Now we're under 1 minute to go. The Big Reds are going to Massillon again. Last year they lost in double overtime for the state championship to Versailles. This time they make a return trip. They lost, I believe, 15 seniors off last year's team, and they didn't skip a beat. We're down to 39 seconds. Maciarelli looking at Magistros, giving him the signal when to snap the football. Takes the knee again.
And that's going to just about do it, Dave.
That is going to do it. This crowd is going nuts. The Bellaire Big Reds are on their way to Massillon again. A big win over Youngstown Mooney. The Big Reds fell behind 14-0. They stormed back 21-14. Tremendous game, especially by this defense. Nobody thought Mooney could be stopped, and a lot of people thought wrong. This one's history. Bel-Air is going back. We're just going to let you watch the excitement. We're going to go down and enjoy it. David Bloomquist for Jay Sircosta and the rest of the crew. So long. Hope you've enjoyed the game. See you in Massillon.